Great. So it's 7 o'clock right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the exciting inner circle call. Can I see you all waving your hands with a big smile on? Welcome, welcome. Show me some excitement there. Amazing. Welcome. How are you all doing today? Are you all doing great? So it's a Wednesday, and as usual, all Wednesdays are special because we are going to be focusing on learning some of the most interesting dimensions of our existence and the science behind the human behavior. So are you ready for it? So let's get started with hand exercises. Come on, everybody, rub your hands up, show me some excitement. Position. Let's begin with the first exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift over to the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop your hands. Let's go to the second exercise. Come on, everybody. Position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift over to the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands. Let's go to exercise. Everybody position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold on. Just realign your hands. One more round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rub your hand. Let's go to the next exercise. So let's go to the next exercise. Position, everybody. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now realign your fingers and one more round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rub your hands. Let's go to the fifth exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rub your hands. Let's go to the next exercise. Position, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift over to the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rub your hands. Let's go to the next activity, the next exercise. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift over to the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rub your hands and rub it across your body. And let me welcome with a double-handed high five. Come on, everybody, give me a double-handed high five. Welcome, welcome. How are you all doing today? Are you all excited to be here? Thank you for showing up live, attending this session. And those of you watching this recorded, I still appreciate your commitment of at least taking time and watching this recording. So if you're attending this session live, so everybody type in on the chat box and say, yes, Imran, we are ready to roll. So we're going to get started with the important aspect for today's session. Is a very interesting topic. Our idea of choosing the topic is very, very simple. Our focus is, thank you everybody for typing in on the chat box. Thank you, Prita. Thank you, Navinji, Sumitji. Come on, everybody, type in, ready to roll. Ready to roll. Thank you, Vinaya. Thank you. So the idea about today's topic is something very, very important for us to understand. When I was getting present to this very important conversation about fear, the two important things which I really connect so well with the fear is, fear can actually become your motivation or it can become your limitation. Those are only two things I could relate to whenever I thought about fear, whenever I was getting present to the word fear. The only two things which usually used to come to my mind was, it could be your limitation or it could become your motivation. Now the question is, how can fear become somebody's motivation? So who wants to give me an idea or thought over this? How is that fear can become your motivation? Sumiji?
So if there is a tiger running and you're afraid of the tiger, but it is a good motivation to run faster and
Okay, that makes
climb the
sense.
other mountain.
Makes sense. Okay. How do you think fear is working in your life as a motivation? Huh, Saroji?
Yeah, good evening also.
Very good evening, Saroji.
I think I can give a simple example that I may fail in the exam. So that is my fear. So I need to prepare better.
Amazing. So Saroji says, Imran, I fear failing in the exam, so I will definitely study more better and perform more better because I have a fear of failing. So that becomes fear becomes my motivation. Exactly. Most of us are getting up, going to the exercise, doing the gym, eating appropriately because there's a fear. The fear is doctor said complications if you don't take care. Doctor said numbers are going to be different if you don't take care of it. So fear can become your motivation. Why do we pay our credit card bills on time? Fear, because interest पे interest लगेगा, late payment fee लगेगी. So can you see that? Everywhere. Why do we follow traffic rules? The major reason everybody will give you is the reason why everybody is following traffic rules is चालान भरना पड़ेगा वरना. Fine. That's why the government of India kept on increasing the amount of fine. Right? So everywhere you see, why you have to attain 75% of attendance in this college to get the hall ticket. Can you see the fear of not getting a hall ticket is motivation? And because you have a fear, it will also become your limitation. So what is a fear becoming a limitation? Because you fear talking to people, you will never go onto the stage. Right? So because you fear heights, you will never actually take a plunge to do something which will make you take up the next step. So when I was growing up as a trainer, as a facilitator, the only two things which I used to get present to was fear being my limitation, or it could become my motivation. But as and when I evolved as a person who is more and more keen on understanding human behavior, the fear as a topic opened up a new dimension altogether. So today I want to share that with you. So today's conversation is basically focused on a very simple strategy. So what is a strategy? We all have fears, whether you acknowledge it or not. Whether you acknowledge it or not, we all have fears. So the beautiful part about the fear is, let me use a red color so that it signifies fear. So we all have fears. Now that we have the fear, what we also have done is, to safeguard this fear, we have also developed something called as the defense mechanism. So we also have developed defense mechanism. So we have a fear and we are safeguarding that fear with our defense. So with our defense, we are safeguarding the fear. And most of the times when you're actually working on your fear, what you naturally do is you first drop your defense mechanisms. And then you will reach out to the fear. But you know what? This is a wrong strategy. This is a wrong strategy. The right strategy is you should be working on the fear. You should be working on the fear so that you don't need this defense mechanism. You should be working on the fear so that you don't need the defense mechanism. But the problem with most of us is that we basically, focus on our defense mechanism. लोग कहते हैं गुस्सा अच्छी चीज नहीं होती है. Can you see? They cut down on your thing. लोग कहते हैं कि you should be good to people, you should not be harsh, you should not be sarcastic. So you cut down on your sarcasm. Can you see that? How you are going on fine-tuning your defense mechanism. And when you drop all the walls, which is safeguarding your fear becomes open and out to attack. That's why people who undergo transformational sessions, people who undergo personality development programs, they basically reach a place where they are very, very volatile in terms of their emotions. And they actually complain, Imran, earlier I was not that emotional, but nowadays I'm very emotional. मुझे बहुत चीजें बहुत बुरी लग जाती है, मैं ज़्यादा रोने लगा हूँ, मुझे ज़्यादा जल्दी अभी ये आ जाता है. Can you see that? So we actually went to a wrong approach towards the fear. Hey, are you all with me? Give me a big yes if you're with me on that. Okay, good to see Saji there. Okay, and also have Sunita ji there. Hey, good to see Vibhaji there. Hey, Adri, good to see you. Poonam ji, welcome. Falguni ji. Okay, great. And see Baba ji there. Very good. Welcome. Welcome. So let's get on to doing it. And today's topic is going to be very, very intense, a little more theoretical approach because I really want you to get this focus. So welcome to make notes, but more importantly, be present. Are you all excited about this conversation? Should we some excitement? Yes, Imran, we are super excited because if you missed out my first few minutes of a conversation, you have missed out something very, very crucial because we're not here to discuss fear. We are here to become more accountable to the fear. So let's get on to doing it. Let's get on to doing it. Okay, so let's get on to doing it. So I'm going to bring up my PPT onto the screen. Thank you so much, Naveen ji. Thank you so much. So now on to doing this. So if you really look at the presentation today, as you all know, we have a ritual which we follow in all our inner circle calls. So the topic for today is decoding fears and defenses. And proceeding further, so the agenda of this session is we're going to be starting with the code of honor. And then the learning of the week is the topic decoding fears. And we also have a question answer round that is the curious mind segment. So now this is the code of honor, which we all stand by. And I want you to please make a note of it. And I'll also tell you why you should have a code of honor and how this could also become one of the elements of the fear. So I'm going to talk about it in this session right now. So the first code of honor is, ladies and gentlemen, and dear community members, being resourceful. Take on commitment in your life that whatever you do, whatever designation you manage, whatever position you operate with, be resourceful in that area of your life. If you're a businessman, stand being resourceful, being as a businessman. If you're an employee, be resourceful as an employee to the organization which you're working towards. If you're a mother, if you're a teacher, if you're a facilitator, bringing this awareness of being resourceful. Number two, your gateway from the knowing to the doing mode. Every day, ask yourself, do you know things or do you do things? Because if you really make a list of things which you know and make a list of things which you do, there's a huge gap. There's a huge gap because most of us, know a lot of things, but the doing is the challenge there. Number three, practicing the power of clarity. Yes, if you're attending my session today, thank you so much for choosing to have that clarity in your life that you're here today, committed to learn. And wherever you are, whatever you do, practice clarity. 0 or 1, nothing about. So you will not have the language, let's see, let me try, okay, let me explore. So this is words of no clarity. Clarity is commitment. Clarity is power. Clarity is commitment. Okay. So committed, being responsible in every dimension of your life. See, one of the commitment I have as a person who is focusing so much about handwriting analysis is that we all are going to be applying science of handwriting on human beings. So it's very important that you need to understand more and more deeper about human beings. Because what we know about our own self, our own existence is very, very limited in approach. They're very, very limited in approach. So what is important is you need to be really focused on being responsible in every dimension of your life. If you're a handwriting analyst, please be responsible. If you're an employee or an employer, or if you're a facilitator, so be responsible in every area of your life. Let's go to the next aspect. The next aspect is contribute back to the society and the science. Every day, plan out, create a game plan, create a structure where you are really looking forward, adding more value towards your society, the people around you, and also give back to the science by talking about this science, by sharing about this science. And the next thing is transformation. Don't keep the transformation with yourself. Like I have amazing, yesterday we had, Sarojji sharing how he is sharing about this science, to smaller people, smaller age group people, to the family members, of people who he knows. And that's a really, really proud moment. I was so emotional when I saw that, this is what we are looking at. And I'm going to talk more about this transformation from us to you to the others. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the code of honor. As a community member of Global Penmanship Academy, as a community member of all of us who are learners here, please make sure you follow this code of honor and also create a code of honor for yourself. Very, very important, because only when you're very sure about what you stand for, that is where the place where you will create results for yourself. And you'll hear me saying this again and again. You'll hear me saying this again and again. The idea is I want you to really focus on that aspect of life where you're really, really committed towards having a code of honor. Are you all with me? Give me a big yes if you're here with me on that. Amazing. So let's proceed further. So what we're going to do right now is take you forward into the conversation. Let's jump into it. So today we are going to be focusing on decoding fears and defenses. Fears and defenses is one of the major classification of a very important 5 classifications of you being a handwriting analyst. So what are the 5 classifications which we all focus on? Any handwriting analyst, whenever you look into anybody's handwriting, we divide the information which comes to us into 5 categories. Everybody give me 5. We divide the information into 5 categories. So what are the 5 categories? The first category is the base of the personality. Second category of information is thinking pattern. Third category of information is your fears and defenses. And number 4 is your relations. And number 5 is the area of improvement. So when we look into anybody's handwriting, we get a lot of information. And our job of an effective handwriting analyst is classify this information which you're getting into these 5 beautiful dimensions. So today we're going to be discussing on one such important dimension, and that is the fears and defenses. So before we get on to the fears and defenses, it's important to understand what is a fear. Are you all with me? What is a fear? So let's proceed further with that. Let's proceed further with that. Okay. So what is a fear? We can look at this definition of fear in many ways. Some people say, false evidence accepted real is the abbreviation of the fear. Having said all the things, let's understand the fear from the, the source. Okay. And let's look into it. What does fear says? Ladies and gentlemen, on your screen right now, fear is a natural. Everybody underline this word. Fear is natural, because some of you are sitting there and thinking, Imran, fear is not natural. I don't know why only I fear that. Can you see that? Why only I have it? Why I am the only one who's suffering with? Are you all with me? So I want you to get this point very, very clear. Everybody, please smile. Why are you so fearful about the topic fear? Right? So it's completely fair to be, fearful, right? And fear is a natural, powerful, and a primitive human emotion. What is primitive? That means जब से हम लोग ये दुनिया में आए हुए हैं, हमारे ancestors, pre-ancestors, उन सब के through ये आया हुआ emotion है. So it is very much part about who you are as a human. ये बीमारी नहीं है. The problem with most of us is that we all are focusing on treating fear as a disease. No, this is your natural instinct. Involves, okay, so let's proceed further and let's look into it. It involves a natural biochemical response as well as a high individual emotional response. So that means fear is so natural that your brain creates a biochemical which is actually reflecting the fear. And if you go back to the oldest cave writings, most of the writings, most of the drawings, most of the communication there was all about what is fearful and how you defend that. Okay, what is life-threatening and how we do that. That's why you saw people covering up, people actually, safeguarding, running, people actually seeing more and more people joining so that they can counter the fear. So all these things. How many of you love this definition of it? Because it opened up, it brought in more accountability on your own self. That fear is natural. Can you all accept that with a smile? And your body is designed to react to the fear. That's why you have a biochemical which is reacting to that. Are you all with me? So it's not a disease, it's not a problem. That's why don't look at it as a problem. It will give you far more results. And it is L as a high individual emotional response. That means we all, fear is there, but the way we look at the fear, the way we will deal with the fear is completely different. That's why we are all are unique. आप जिस तरीके से डरते हैं दूसरा इंसान वैसे डर नहीं था. No, can you see that we all are different there? And I'm not done there. Let me take you deeper into this. Now, why is important? Fear is why it is so much close to you, and why is it very much part of your existence? Look at this. Your brain looks at fear, and it is basically like an alert system. It's like an alarm system which uses to help us to identify the presence of danger or threat or harm, whether the danger is physical or psychological. The reason we all have the fear is our body, our brain uses this to alert you. That's why when you're crossing the road, when you're actually making a payment to somebody, you're counting the notes, you're in the ATM, you're safeguarding the process of removing them. Can you see that? It comes to you so naturally. And you know what? If you're sitting there and thinking, Imran, okay, fear इतनी बड़ी चीज है, इसको कैसे टेंशन लेकर है? देखिए मैं आपको सिंपल चीज दिखाना चाहता हूँ. Everybody watch me here. Everybody watch me here. Everybody watch me here. Let me show you how fear works. And it is not just about the bigger things. Now everybody watch me here. Assume I'm smoking. There's a cigarette in my mouth. I have a matchstick in my hand. I have, just ignited the matchstick. And the moment I ignite the matchstick, okay, what is that natural instinct which will happen to you? Everybody, matchstick in your hand. Everybody pick up matchstick in your hand, matchbox in your hand, and you just triggered it. You ignited the stick. What is the natural reaction the moment the stick is live? What is a natural reaction? What is a natural reaction? I have a cigarette in my mouth and I triggered it, I ignited, the stick is live right now, the fire is on the stick. So what is a natural reaction happens? How many of you agree with me? The moment you like that, we always bring it closer so that the matchstick will not blow away. Can you see that? Sorry, can you see that? The fear ki ye bujh jayegi, the fear that it will go off, the moment you ignite it, immediately hum log ye karte, cover kar de. You ignited the candle, you immediately cover that. What is this? It's a fear. That is your natural response of your body to the fear ki ye bujh jayegi. This will go off. So you don't look at fear as a, okay, badi cheez honi chahiye. Okay, koi, doctor aapne batayega ki agar aap walking nahi karenge to aapki bimari hai, ye nahi hogi. That's not a big thing. Our body reacts to the smallest possible thing. What is the fear right now? आपने ignite किया हुआ ये चले जाएगा. Hey, how many of you are able to relate to what we just discussed right now? Give me a big hand. Simple है. Don't sit there and think, okay, fear बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है. So have you seen everybody, even if you're in the closed room, the moment you have a cigarette or you have a candle which you're igniting, everybody has this habit of closing the moment the ignite is happening. So that's a fear. Nobody trains you into this. Nobody has to educate you about this. It is natural. You will eventually end up doing this. So this is how your body and biochemicals in your brain reacts to any type of fear. Can I see you all smiling, please? Why so tense? Great. So now let's go on to it. So let's go on and identify. Fear is an important human emotion. No, I'm not here to disregard fear. I'm not here to tell you that, okay, you should not have fear. It is a very, very important human emotion that can help protect you from danger and prepare you to take action, but it can also lead to longer lasting feelings of anxiety. So what you don't manage becomes more powerful. Are you all with me? So what you need to really understand is fear, though it's a very natural thing, but the thing is, if you don't learn to manage it the way it has to be learned, it can become a long-lasting impression on your own self. And fear is important because that is what brings in your reflection actions. We all have reflexes. And fear is one bigger trigger of reflex actions in your body. Let's proceed further. Findings way to control your fear can help you better cope with these feelings and prevent anxiety from taking hold. So the problem right now is everything starts with the fear. And can you see the fear which has to come, act, and get out? Are you all with me? Fear has to come, act, and get out. But the problem is the fear comes, but it is not getting out. And if it stays with you, it becomes anxiety. So the problem is, now let's look at this way. You all fear things and it is a momentary thing. आपको डर लगा, आपने उस पे action लिया और वहां पे वो खत्म हो गया. But the moment you don't react to it, and if it does not get out of your system, if it continues to stay there, that is what is going to lead to anxiety. So we need to learn to get over that emotion, not actually working on the fear. What you need to really work on is that when it happens as an experience, how do you get out of that? So that should be the focus right now. Now let's look at what are the major causes of the fear. And before I proceed to that, I want to check with all of you. Hey, are you all with me? I know this subject is little, on a very drier side, but if you're being present with me, you'll understand. Hey, are you all with me? Okay, so those of you not keeping your video on, please go ahead, type in on the chat box, say me, yes, Imran, I'm with you. Hey, good to see Prabhakar sir. Okay, hey, Poonamji from the May batch. Welcome, Poonamji. Good to see you there. And we also have great Niladri there. Hi, Niladri, welcome. I also saw Indra ji there, welcome. I also see Baba ji there from May batch. So these are the people who are waiting to complete their live classrooms, but I'm really excited. We also see Shiv Kumar, Pujari sir, welcome. Good to see you there. Amazing. That's really nice. Can you welcome these new family members? The new family members, could you please put both your hand up so we can identify? We have Miss Indira, we have Miss Poonam, Shiva, Kumar, Pujari, we have Babaji there, and who else? Indira there. Niladri, amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is your community. We meet every Wednesdays. So we look forward to have you attending these sessions ongoingly. Our focus is very simple, how we can help you educate yourself more about your own self and the people around you. So thank you for choosing to be a part of this community and choosing to do the program with me. It's my pleasure to have you and host you all. Can we have a big applause for all these wonderful new family members? Family members, smile now. Yeah, you're all welcome. You're all welcome there. Great. Amazing. So let's proceed further and get on to it. So what are the causes of the fear? Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at this. Fear is incredibly, complex. For some, fears may be a result of experiences or trauma, while others may represent a fear of something else entirely, such as loss of control. Still, other fears may occur because they cause physical symptoms, such as being afraid of heights, because they make you feel dizzy and sick to your stomach. Now, your fear kyun aata hai? So there are many reasons why fear comes. So one of the reasons is you have fear attached to some specific objects. Like some of you have fear of spiders. Some of you have fear of cockroaches. How many of you have a fear of cockroaches? So you have attached a traumatic experience to the cockroach. Okay. So we have a lot of reasons why we have all these emotions attached. Some of us fear snakes. Some of us, fear what will happen in the future. Okay. Imran, I wrote the exam. I don't know what will happen. Okay. There's a court case going on. I don't know what will be the verdict. Can you see that? That also brings in the anxiety and the fear, because the fear is you're not really sure how it is working. Imagine events. That's where the problem is. If it is an object, if it is connected to the future, but the problem is you're imagining the fear. Yeah, I did not give the report. I think so my boss will fire me. Okay. My father is going to be upset with me because I did not do his work. Okay. I was late to go pick up his car. I did not. Can you see that? You're imagining the fear. You don't know what will happen, but आप ये सोच के ही आप डर लग जा रहे, and you're actually doing that. So that's the idea. And real environmental danger. So that means you're traveling, you're in the aircraft, the chances of, aircraft crashing, the chances of, train, derailing. So you are in a state of environment, and that's why you are experiencing fear. Right? Some of them are waiting when the plane will land. Some of them are waiting, when this road trip will get over, because you fear that. Okay. So now let's proceed further. And the problem with most of us is that the fear of unknown. If you look at, everybody was writing down their list of fears, and I also shared mine, the fear of unknown. And okay, and that is something which we can't really, have control. And if you can really get present to this fact, that fear of unknown, क्या होने वाला है, वो सोच के परेशान नहीं हो रहे. Unknown is, see, there's a galaxy above us, and we are unknown about that. Right? So it's not about the future. It's about certain things which it is not in your control, and that also brings in that fear. And if you don't manage it, it becomes anxiety also in the coming years. Okay. So what are some common triggers? It is including of certain specific objects or situations like spiders, snakes, heights, flying, etc. Future events, imagined events, real environmental dangers, and unknown. Now, how do you know you're actually experiencing fear? How does your body and mind react when you experience the emotion of fear? Are you all with me? Are you all with me? So now let's look into that aspect. Fear often involves both physical and emotional symptoms. Fear basically involves both physical and emotional symptoms. Physical means जो आप महसूस, आप छू के देख सकते हैं, महसूस कर सकते हैं, जैसे sweat आना, okay, जैसे आपको लग रहा है, तो ये सब चीजें. And emotional level में अंदर ही चल रहा है, लेकिन आपको नहीं पता चल रहा. So like some of them have a chest pain, some of them feel chills. That means, हाथ पैर ठंडे पड़ जाना. Dry mouth, you keep drinking too much of water. You think that no matter whatever, you're drinking water, it's not enough. Okay, nausea, that you feel vomiting, you feel uneasy, you feel stuffed here. Some of you have the rapid breathing, some of you have short breath, some of you have sweating, trembling, and some of you get an upset stomach the moment you're fearful about anything. So which one are you able to relate to? What is your way of expressing your fear? What is your way of expressing fear? So any situation you are in, what do you experience? We all are humans, right? So there are many other ways. हमने कुछ mention नहीं किया, तो आप वो भी लिख सकते हैं. So what is your experience? Chills, हाथ पैर ठंडे हो जाना, ice cold hands, ice cold. Okay, Dr. Rina says sweating. Vinaya says clammy hands. Okay, chest pain. Charlie says, कुछ भी होता है ना, आपको लगता है कि यहाँ पे एकदम बड़ा सा एकदम weight लग गया है. Okay, rapid heartbeat. Prita says, okay, sweating and troubling. Deepika says, Ashi says nausea. Chaudhary Saab says rapid heartbeat, upset stomach, Mirinji. Okay, Vinaya, freezing fingers. Okay. Thank you for all the answers. Dry mouth and rapid heartbeat, loss of sleep, Sunita. Okay, that's not a good sign, Sunita ji. Okay. Dry mouth, chest pain. Oh my God, you're so aware about your own self, which is a good thing. Okay, Preeta says overeating. Good news. Next time you get fearful, please call us. We'll join you for the eating. Yeah, just to be on a lighter note. Okay, trembling. Yeah, some of us have this habit, right? How many of you experience when you're fearful, your words and your actions don't go matching? Sometimes you want to say something, you end up saying something, words are not getting complete, and you feel all dry here. And kabhi-kabhar आवाज ही नहीं निकलती. And we are not talking about the tiger in front of you. छोटी-छोटी चीजों को. For example, चाबी आपके pocket में थी, and now the pocket key is not there. And the few minutes from the pocket key is not there, and you got the key after 5 minutes. That 5 minutes changes everything. Are you all with me? Give me a big yes if you're with me. In the morning, you're in the kitchen, the gas cylinder runs out of gas. Panic. Hello? And the worst experience is about your telephone or phones. Imran, मेरे पास phone था, अभी phone नहीं है. Oh my God, look at that. That is the most biggest of fear of everybody there. And that time your hands are shaking. Oh, my father gave me that phone and that is this costly, that costly. Can you see that? All emotions comes forward. So I'm not talking about the bigger fear. I'm talking about the smallest possible fears, but the way your body reacts to it. The way the body reacts to it. So the idea is, the good news is, all of you, all the symptoms which you shared with me, it comes and it goes. Are you all with me? Everybody? It comes and it goes. Congratulations. Good news to all of you. But the problem is, it comes and it makes home in you. And that's why we all are suffering from anxiety. We all are suffering from anxiety. And that anxiety changes everything around you. It brings down your confidence. It brings down your approach towards people. And that is the bad news. So that's the problem with all of us. Any emotion should come, it should emote, and it should get out of your system. And if that emotion stays back, that what leads to traumatic experiences. That's why some of us have met with an accident and you could never go back to driving. You could never go back to riding. You could never go back to cooking. You never go back to flying because something happened, traumatic experience happened, and that made space in your head. That made space in your head. And now let's proceed further. Now, in addition to physical symptoms of fear, people may experience psychological symptoms of being overwhelmed, upset, feeling out of control, or a sense of impending death. आपको लगता है कि आप अभी मरने वाले हैं. How many of you have this problem? The moment you are fearful, tears roll. You don't have any control over your tears. Why are you crying? I don't know why you're crying, but the tears are rolling down. Right? Tears are rolling down. Yes, Shiv Kumar, I saw your hand going up. Yes. So the tears are going around. You don't understand what is happening. And sometimes you become so upset. That's why we carry forward emotion from one person to the another person. And you feel you have lost control over life. आपको लगता है कि जिंदगी अभी खत्म हो गई, सब खत्म हो गई. That's how people behave. You should meet people who lost their data on the phone. And you will realize that they will behave as if the world has come to an end. You know, the world was, revolving, and all of a sudden speed break happened. You know, you had a data crash in your laptop or your thing. No, सब कुछ लोग सोच के भी touch इमरान ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होना. Look at the way you all are reacting to it. So for some of you react as if the world has come to an end. Or a sense of impending death. Now the question everybody has in mind is, Imran, ये सब तो चीजें हमें मालूम है, लेकिन इसका करना क्या है? नहीं, देखिए, one of the best things I've realized about any aspect of life is awareness is very important. You knew it, but you didn't knew it that it is the same case with everybody. Are you all with me? You knew it, but you never knew it. It is all natural. So the idea about having this conversation is awareness brings in more accountability in your action. How many of you agree with me on that? So our sessions are focused on awareness. Result, solution, it is unique from everybody. So we'll also reach out to that. Don't worry about that. Now, how do you cope with the fear? आप कैसे उसको manage करेंगे? Coping with fear. There are also steps that you can take to help cope with fears in a day-to-day life. Such strategies focus on managing the physical, emotional, and behavioral effects of fear. Some things you could do include, number one, okay, you can take social support. If you're not able to get over a situation, if you don't know how to manage it, talk to the people who have a better presence of mind. Everybody now look at this. Talk to the people who have better presence of mind. Listen to my words. I'm not talking about people who are highly intellectually high. Don't talk to people who are spiritually high. No, not the right time. You should talk to people who are physically present. That means if they say, okay, spiritually अगर हम देखेंगे ना, लोग बोलेंगे phone का data चला गया, then somebody says, don't worry, सब नया आएगा, नहीं. फिजिकली प्रेजेंट जो हो गया ना, वो आपको बताएगा एटलीस्ट जाके इनसे मिलिए, एटलीस्ट रिकवर करने का ये मेथड देखिए. प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. We don't need motivation when the fear is. That's the problem with most of you. You actually try to pacify that person. ये होने को कौन टाल सकता है, आपको accept करना चाहिए. Nobody likes this conversation. Are you all with me on that? So whenever you're experiencing any type of anxiety, you should not look for, okay, ये भगवान का एक तरीका है आपको communicate करने का. ये सब चीजें सुनने में अच्छी लगती है, लेकिन वो वक्त में नहीं. Because that is very volatile state of mind you are in. So the only thing what you need to provide that person is, or if you're experiencing fear, is reach out to the person who you think is mentally very present about the scenario. He will tell you what has to be done. Go reach out to a police station, report to that person, talk to him, write him an email. Somebody will help you to take action. Are you all with me? Otherwise, you will find a lot of people who will give you all the possible things. I can understand your problem. No, nobody can understand anybody's problem. You can only empathize. You cannot really look into the sympathize aspect of it. Hey, are you all with me on that? Give me a biggest if you're with me on that. So you need to learn. And if you come across people in your life who are coming to it, you should look at these strategies, not really looking at pacifying that person. That's why, practice mindfulness. While you cannot always prevent certain emotions, being mindful can help you manage them and replace negative thoughts with more helpful ones. How many of you are aware you are a different person the moment you experience fear and the fear triggers anger? You are a different person. And that's why it is said, be mindful of the words which will come out in that state of mind. Be mindful of the actions, because once said, you can't take it back. And then you cannot really say sorry to people. Yeah, I don't know, that time I was very different in the mood or different in the state of mind. And in that state of mind, I said this. So that is highly irresponsible thing of you. Are you all with me? So next time when you experience fear, next time you experience, because of that fear, a lot of defense mechanism comes out. And the most prominent defense mechanism is anger, sharp tongue, okay, being very temperamental. So be mindful. You don't say certain things which you don't really mean. Are you all with me? Are you all with me? So now, use stress management techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and visualization. Are you all with me? And that's one of the reasons. Have you come across people, जब वो आप ज़्यादा गुस्से में होते हैं ना, आपको वो पानी पिलाते हैं. Please have some water. Sit down. Please have some water. Can somebody explain me what is the connection of water and anger? Can somebody explain me what is the connection between, anger and the water? You know what? No connection. The only connection is when you're drinking water, your breathing will come under control. When you're drinking water, your breathing will come under control. So that's why to calm you down, they give you the water. Are you all with me? How many of you got present to something new today? Imran, I never knew all this. And that's why पहली चीज आप सब लोग पानी पिलाते हैं. पानी पीने से कुछ फायदा नहीं. It's not like pouring water on the fire. It's basically when you're sipping water, because anything you gulp, the breathing has to get altered, right? So there are two pipes, which is the breathing and thing. So when you're doing this, at least that will get done. That's why some people, when they drink water, they get choked because the breathing is getting high wire there. So next time, please don't offer water. Okay, ask them to practice breathing. Calm down, sit down. The best way is sit down, because when you sit down, you breathe differently. When you stand up, you breathe differently. Take care of your health, eat well, get regular exercise, and get adequate sleep each night. See, you know what? Our body is like a pressure cooker. If you don't take care of the proper maintenance of the pressure cooker, it will, create repercussions to it. So similarly, you need to learn to manage yourself and to make your body more, powerful in terms of managing all this emotional, physical, psychological impact. You should practice exercises. You should have a better control over the blood flow in your body. That's why you should eat well. That's why you should sleep well. All these things, because Imagine the state of mind. You're not completed your sleep. You're angry. You're hungry. Are you all with me? And you don't know what is going to happen. Now look at all these things coming together. So I look at this as a stool, wooden stool with multiple legs. One leg is your health. One leg is your mental strength. One leg is how spiritually you're grounded. So any of this leg is shaking, that's where you'll experience trembling in your life. That's where you feel helpless in your life. That's why every aspect has to be taken care of. Are you all with me? And most of us experience, situations in our life, very, very huge fear, especially in the area of health, money, relationship, career. That's the only 4 areas where all of us experience fear. You all agree with me? Yeah, some of us, no other problem. The major problem is these 4 areas. Any uncertainty in the career, any uncertainty in the relationship, any uncertainty with your health, any uncertainty with the finances, gone. Share market, 2% it goes down, your BP goes down 20%. And some of you, even if the share market goes high, you're still, terribly feeling bad. Why? Because you did not invest it in the right way. Can you see that? So you will get all the problems in your life. So that's the idea about it. Hey, are you all enjoying this conversation? Yeah. Thank you for all the smiles on your face. I'm feeling that you all are feeling relaxed talking about the fear, because see, what you understand better, you'll have more control over it. Are you all with me? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let's proceed further. We are not done. We have to understand more aspects of about it. Now, fear is one aspect. We understood fear right now. Apart from the fear, we have one more word, and that is phobia. That is phobia. Now, the question to all of you is, what is the difference between fear and phobia? What is the difference between the fear and phobia? Who's going to share that with me? आपको क्या लगता है कि fear कौन सा है और phobia क्या है? What is the difference? Yes, Samiji, you want to take an attempt?
Fear is an immediate response that your body would give to a situation or a condition, whereas phobia is that you have developed fear against something and it is got into your trait or feeling, and whenever that comes up, you show that. So that's a phobia, and that's something which remains with you most of the time. The fear is immediate response or response to stimuli that happens.
Amazing. I'm also getting a lot of answers on the chat box. Thank you, Navinji, for sharing that wonderful insight. And we have Shiva Kumar says, fear is temporary, phobia is for long run. Fear is actual situation and phobia is thought. Deepika ji, beautiful, as usual with your words. Dr. Reena says, much bigger than the fear. Very good, Dr. Reena. Indira says, intensity. I love this word, intensity. Yes. Exaggerated form of fear, maybe phobia. Thank you, Hitesh, for that. Yes. Phobia, I want to differentiate a few things with you. Fear is real. Phobia is something which may not really be real. So it's unrealistic. For example, fear of tiger is real fear because your life is at stake. Fear of cockroach, no, not everybody is fearful about the cockroach. And cockroaches have never killed with anybody. Have you seen people getting killed? Have you seen a cockroach with the 2 antennas which are going like this? And one antenna he did like this and somebody's throat got slit? No, right? And one beautiful thing about the cockroaches is he's just such a friendly person. Have you seen a cockroach? Every time you look at the cockroach, he'll always say hello to you like this. And look at all the ladies who have fear of cockroaches. They say, "Nahi, Imran, aisa kuch nahi hota." Why only ladies? Well, look at the men also has a fear of cockroaches. Like, yeah, that is phobia. So that is unrealistic fear. So you have associated fear. Are you with me? Yeah. Snake fear is a real fear, Poojaji. Snake can kill you depending upon the breed, but why take chances? Okay. It can kill you. It is life-threatening, experience. But phobia is unrealistic phobia. Right? Yeah, phobia of closed spaces. Yes, people have not died when somebody you close in the room, but yeah, if they have that, it really happens. So that is the idea there. Yeah, claustrophobic. Yes, that's all phobias. So let's understand what are the different phobias. Difference between fear and phobia. Fear is normal reaction to a threat, while a phobia leads to a fear response even when you're not in danger. Now look at this. ये बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, आप इसको लिखिएगा प्लीज. Fear is a normal reaction to a threat, while a phobia leads to the same emotion, dry mouth, tummy paining, all these things, even when the response, when you're not in danger. Now the question to all of you is, ladies and gentlemen, reflect into your life and tell me which is more working in your life. Is it the phobia or the fears are working in your life? Is it the fear which your world is revolving around, or is it the phobia which your world is revolving around? Yeah. Thank you for all the truthful answers. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Reena. Thank you, Dr. Savanan. Thank you, Lakshmi ji. Thank you, Sumit ji. Thank you, Chaudhary Saab. Thank you, Naveen ji, Falguni ji. So you need to identify, हमारी जिंदगी में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, okay, which is really working in terms of the phobia aspect. So let me repeat that again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Monia, for responding there. And fear is normal reaction to a threat, while a phobia leads to a fear response even when you're not in danger. Phobias can be associated with many different objects or situations, such as a fear of heights, flying, spiders, needles, or vomiting. Now, what is important for all of us to understand is it fear or a phobia? Because the problem is, if you have a phobia and if you're using the treatment to treat a fear, no, you're treating the wrong arm. अगर आपकी जिंदगी में आपको ये भी मालूम नहीं है कि अगर आप फियर से डील कर रहे हैं या फोबिया से डील कर रहे हैं, और अगर आपकी जिंदगी में फोबिया है और आप हर चीज जो अप्लाई कर रहे हैं वो फियर के रिलेटेड है, then how will you see results in your life? It's like treating a wrong arm. Are you all with me? It's like treating the wrong arm. So you need to really understand. So let's find out signs you may have a phobia include. Ladies and gentlemen, evaluate your life and tell me signs you may have a phobia include being excessively fearful of a situation. Being excessively fear of a situation. Yeah, I'm going to get late today. Every day I'm going late only. This is how my life has become. Today also boss is going to be fearful. I don't know when he is going to tell me to leave the job because I'm always late. Can you see that? Excessively being in that state of mind. So you need to really understand, are you the person who is experiencing this? Or an object or an ongoing basis for 6 months or more, you're constantly thinking about it. That's what, most of us started fearing coronavirus. Okay. Some of you developed phobia of the virus. You thought talking on the phone also, you will get the virus. You thought, waving at people also, you will get the virus. So can you see that from the fear, it went to the phobia there. Feeling an intense need to avoid. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Remember I was talking about in the beginning of the conversation, fear can become your limitation or fear can become your motivation. Now look at this, description. Feeling an intense need to avoid or escape from the feared situation or an object. Some of you feared exams in your life so much that you never studied, beyond a particular point. Some of you did not join my professional approach because I said there are exams to write. The phobia of exams. Are you all with me? Phobia of writing exams. And from the feared situation or the object, experiencing panic or distress when exposed to a situation or object. तो आपको लगता है कि ये सिचुएशन में जाना ही नहीं है, that's why it becomes a limitation. Some of you fear people, that's why you never become a public speaker. Okay, some of you are fearful about the blood and everything, that's why you're not the first person to go and help anybody on the road, anything, because आपको लगता है कि you're not the right person. So you need to really look into your life and find out, is it the fear which you need to deal with, or is it the phobia which you're dealing with? And now let's look into the types of phobia. Okay, हमने fear का देखा, तो अभी types of phobia देखेंगे. Number one, the most common phobias, there are many phobias, but most common phobias are fear of spiders has a phobia. Fear of snakes has a phobia. Fear of heights, fear of flying, aerophobia, gynophobia, fear of dogs, fear of thunders and lightning, fear of injections, social anxiety disorder, social phobia. You don't like going to parties, get-togethers. You can't talk to people when there are 4 or 5 people there. So yes, are phobias, and that means it is unrealistic fear. Okay, unrealistic fears. So you need to really identify, you have associated an emotion to an object or a scenario. Some of you have fear of heights, you can never experience Burj Khalifa. Some of you have fear of flying, you can never explore the world because not all the places you can travel by train or bus, right? So it will become your limitation. So these are some of your phobias. That means it is unrealistic fear. It is an unrealistic fear. So now the next topic is very interesting. So this is about the fear and this is about the phobia. The next topic is, because you have the fear, because you have this phobia, what are the defense mechanisms you have developed? आपके पास fear है और ये fear को बचाने के लिए आपने अपने इर्द-गिर्द, you know, around you, what is that wall you have created? And before we go there, let's discuss. Are you all clear about the fear or defense? If you have any questions to ask me, because the next step is all about identifying the walls which you have created, identifying the limitations what you have created. So let's talk about that. So anybody, any questions on fears and phobias? If you're not having any questions, type in on the chat box clear so that we can go to the next topic. And if you have any questions, just raise your hand up or put your hand up or type in your name so I know you have a question. So Ashi, Prita, Sumitji, clear, clear, clear. Prabhakar sir, good to see you. Chaudhary Saab, thank you. Clear. Lakshmiji, Seemaji, clear. Vinay, clear. Awesome. So everybody's clear. So, okay, Shushi, okay. Fear of accident, yes. Clear, clear. Thank you so much. Now, let's look into the defense mechanism. Are you all with me? Now, all this while, I was talking about the fears, I was talking about the phobias as a concept. So, अगले level में हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We will associate handwriting analysis with the defense mechanism. Okay, so what we are doing is we are associating human behavior with the handwriting analysis traits. And those of you who are new to handwriting analysis, you have not yet done my live hackathon, live workshop, don't worry, I will teach you this in a deeper level, but right now, make notes and learn with me. Everybody smile, please. Thank you. So let's proceed further. So the next thing is, let's look into our defense mechanisms. This is a very, very important aspect. The defense mechanism is very simple. Now look at this. Defense mechanisms are behaviors people use to separate themselves from an unpleasant event, action, or a thought. These psychological strategies may help people put distance between themselves and the threats or unwanted feelings such as guilt. Are you all with me? So defense mechanisms are the things which human beings create to create the distance between the actual phobia and what you're experiencing in your life. You're not able to understand? Don't worry, I'll help you with an example. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's understand the defense mechanism based on few personality traits. Number one of the biggest defense mechanism we all experience is denial. The moment there's a fear, there's a moment there's a phobia, we hit a situation in our life that is denial. How many of you have come across people who were diagnosed as diabetic and they said, "मुझे ये सब नहीं हो सकता." You know how healthy I am. You know what is the lifestyle I eat. I don't eat anything. How can I? You know, doctor is not fine. I will be fine. Watch me. Have you seen that? People get into the state of denial. And that is your defense mechanism. That is your defense mechanism. How you deal with fear in your life is getting into a defense mechanism. So you're not accepting. You're denying the existence, the very existence of it. So let's understand more about it. This involves a person not recognizing the reality of a stressful situation in order to protect themselves from overwhelming fear of anxiety. Denial can stop a person from dealing with situations that require their attention. Okay? Have you seen sometimes people who have taken loans, they're not able to repay the loans, and the court or the bank is going to auction the property, come and, take over or seize your property, but you're still in denial. Yes, sab nahi kar sakte, how can they do that? I know this, this clause as per the agreement, this is supposed to be there. Can you see that? You're still denying it. People have bought property, they have not got it registered, and you're using logic out of logic, and you're denying ke ye sab ho sakta hai. You can't even accept that ye ho raha hai. When Corona was announced, people, they did not wear masks. They did not follow the protocol. Why? Denial. Aisa kuch hai hi nahi hai. This was created by a WHO as a phenomenon. Can you see that? It's a denial. And what happens when you do that? Denial can stop a person from dealing with situations that require. वो सिर्फ deny नहीं कर रहे, वो अपने आप से झूठ बोल रहे हैं. उनको भी डर लग रहा है, लेकिन वो ये चल रहा है. It may be easier to ignore the negative effects of excessive drinking that it could, it is to cut down on alcohol. Denial can stop a person from dealing with situations that require their attention. For example, it may be easier to ignore the negative effects of excessive drinking than it is to cut down on alcohol. Can you see that? Now, what is the trait in handwriting analysis where we can find out what is the defense mechanism you have developed to counter some of the fears in your life? Ladies and gentlemen, the trait in handwriting analysis which tells us your defense mechanism, self-deceit. How do you find this in handwriting? You will look at the left side loop in your letter O's and A's. Left side letter O's and A's. Now, look at this, everybody. We normally write a like this. We normally write a O like this. But people who have this defense mechanism called self-deceit, they will write their A with a left loop like this. They will write a O with a left loop like this. So this is self-deceit. They are lying to themselves. So they are in a state of denial. They think nothing can happen to them. They think, beyond anybody's intelligence, they are more intelligent. So how do you see this? Yahan pe dekhiye, in a regular handwriting, you are able to see there is a defense mechanism that is self-deceit. Look at this. What is self-deceit? Shown by inner loops on the left side of the circle letters. What are the circle letters? O's, A's. Self-deceit reveals that the writer does not really know himself. He's lying to himself. When you tell him about himself, he may deny what you say is true. That's why you will not get good accuracy from people who have self-deceit. It means that the writer is deceiving himself about the things happening around him. It means that the writer is deceiving himself about the things happening around himself. How many of you are able to relate to this, or you're able to connect with this? So everybody write relate on the chat box. So can you see, as per the psychology, human behavior mein fears hai, and to counter that fears, we develop defense mechanism. And now we are able to identify this human behavioral defense mechanism in handwriting analysis using the power of letters. using the power of letters. So that's why we have placed these traits called self-deceit in the defense mechanism, fears and defenses category. Yes, Ashi, in the D also we can see fear, self-deceit, but right now focus on only O's and A's. When you see it in the letter G and D, it stands something else that you will study on a different level, but right now O's and A's will be a better idea here. Good observation, Ashi. I really appreciate it. So Ashi was asking, Imran, can we consider this in the letters G and D? Can we look at when somebody is writing a G, they can write this way also, is what Ashi is asking. And I said, even sometimes people who write the D also, they tend to have this, but right now, let's not go here, only look for circle letters. Only look for circle letters. Are you all with me? Very good. So now, are you able to connect the handwriting analysis with human behavior? So it's very simple study. They're not two different things. They're very much the same. The only thing is we now need to bring in more awareness, education in terms of behavior, and you will be able to do it. Can you see that? How many of you now are able to relate to self-deceit more better now than previously? Yeah, because earlier आपको पता नहीं था कि क्या है इमरान self-deceit कैसे लोग बोलते हैं. So simple strategy. People who, we always give an example of people who are diabetic. They go to parties. They pick up one gulab jamun, they will eat that gulab jamun, and say, one gulab jamun, nothing happens. 90 ml, 60 ml, nothing happens. Can you see that? Thank you so much. Now, let's proceed further. Let's get on to the next aspect. What is a deference mechanism? The third point is, it means that the writer is deceiving himself about the things happening around him. It could be an example of a student who has not studied properly for exam, and he's deceiving himself by lying to himself, saying that paper will be easy tomorrow, the invigilator will be a little friendly, things like that. Okay. So now let's go to the next trait. Now, the second defense mechanism in handwriting, in human behavior is called distortion. Everybody, the second defense mechanism in handwriting analysis is called distortion. So what is distortion? Let's find out first. And then let's find out what is a handwriting trait. Distortion involves a person believing something to be true when it is not. In some cases, distortion can protect a person from the uncomfortable reality of a situation. For example, a person may believe that they failed a test because of the difficult questions, not because they did not prepare fully. Have you come across a student? Why did you fail? This year, the question paper was very difficult. Are you all with me? Why did you not submit the project on time? Okay, because of he did not give me the clarity. Why did why are you coming in one way? Sir, there is no sign which said it is one way. Are you all with me? So you are basically distorting the fact. So how do you find out this in handwriting? What is the defense mechanism? This is being stubborn. आपको लगता है कि ये सही है, यही सही है. आपको लगता है ये सही है, ये सही है. Can you see? Are you able to relate to that? Distortion means, in some cases, distortion can protect a person from uncomfortable reality of a situation. For example, a person may believe that they failed a test because of the difficult questions, not because they did not prepare fully. So you are not owning up the responsibility and you think, wohi galat hai. System hi kharab hai. Why are you a bad human being? Because of the system. People are like this. They deserve this, Imran. Can you see that? You are believing, which is not a reality, but you're very, very strict about that. How many of you are able to relate to this? Yeah. The work happened, did not happen. He went, no, that's why the work did not happen. Look at, you are very clear about that. Uski wajah se ye ho gaya. Uski wajah se ye ho gaya. So how do you find out stubborn in handwriting? We look for a V formation in the handwriting, shown by a inverted V in the handwriting. So what do you mean by inverted Y? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you on the screen. So this is inverted V. Look at this. This is inverted V. So when you write your T, when you write your D, you will find V formations like this. When you write your L, you will find V formations like this. This is what is going to give you stubborn. This type of V's. So the more the V formation, the more stubborn you are. The more the V formation, now look into your signature, look into your handwriting, you will find this there. Look into your signature, look into your handwriting, you will find this there. So what is it says? The writer does not want to get confused with more information. They choose to stand with one choice. Being stubborn can also act as a stabilizer. तो आप एक चीज को पकड़ के बैठे हुए हैं कि इसी वजह से मेरा हो रहा है. So that's why we have put stubbornness in the defense mechanism category, and this is what distortion means. जो reality है आप उससे परे हैं. आपको लगता है कि सच कुछ और ही है. Are you all with me? आपको लगता है कि सच कुछ और ही है. Why India is not growing? You have your own reasons. Why you are not growing? You have your own reasons. Why your company is not made? Imran, I did not have a good career growth because of the company. I got into the wrong company. Right? And you're very, very clear here. You're very clear here. And that's why no matter whatever people are trying to tell you, whatever people are attempting to convince you, आपको एक ही पढ़ नहीं, वो बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में, you're stuck. आपको लगता है कि मुर्गी की एक ही टांग है. And you're stuck with that. So, are you all with me? How many of you are able to relate to this? Can I see some answers on the chat box? Yes, Milinji, thank you so much. Okay, Shruti. Okay, Milinji, Deviji. Yeah, how many of you are able to relate to that? Yeah. Have you seen some of the elderly people at your home? They don't want to change the home. They don't want to leave that city. They don't want you to, can you, उनके अलग ही अपना ना, यहाँ पे ही लक्ष्मी आएगी, यहाँ पे ही सब चीज है, ये हमारा है, यहाँ पे हमारे ये है, roots हैं, how can you leave that, things like that. Are you with me? And they're very, very strict and rigid about that. Nothing wrong about it, but you need to really understand, it could also be a fear, the fear of change, and that's why they brought in this defense mechanism of distortion. Have you not seen people, elderly people fall ill? They say, I want to go back to my village. I want to go back to my home, family home. Distortion. What are they fearing? They're fearing, शायद वहां पे जाऊंगा मुझे शांति मिल जाएगी. And people fail to understand, Shanti is not outside of you. Shanti is supposed to be inside of you. So when the Shanti is inside of you, no matter wherever you are, you're supposed to be Shanti, right? But we all are searching for Shanti outside of us. And that's why we associate things. नहीं, विवरण मैं जब पढ़ता हूँ ना, मुझे मेरी ऑफिस चाहिए. मैं जब काम करता हूँ ना, I want that my table. And can you see that? This is all distortional. ये आप अपने आप से झूठ बोल रहे हैं. बस simple, दूसरा कुछ नहीं. Yeah, Anshu. Yeah. Shikumar says, Imran, it is like people who say, Naach na aaye, aangan teda. Why you're not dancing properly? The stage is not right. Yes, Shivaji. Thank you for that. Hey, are you all with me? Are you all able to relate to what we're discussing right now? So this is how handwriting analysis, human behavior are married to each other. They're not two different things. They're very much one. But all that it requires is a little bit more maturity to relate to that. Okay. And it's all about education and awareness. So don't worry, you might be a new handwriting analyst. Some of you may be seasoned handwriting analyst, but every day is evolving. As I evolved as a handwriting analyst all these years, same thing there. Yeah, Deepika says, thank you, Deepika. So now let's go further. Now, defense mechanism number 3 is projection. Defense mechanism number 3 is projection. Yeah, Rimaji. Thank you for the beautiful word, Rimaji. What is projection? Projection involves a person accusing someone else of having thoughts or feelings that they themselves are having. It can be a way of avoiding unwanted thoughts or avoiding responsibility for a particular behavior. कुछ लोगों की एक आदत होती है, they have this beautiful ability of putting words in your mouth. नहीं, आपको लगता होगा नहीं क्या इमरान भी है क्या कि कुछ ही बोल रहा है, नो उसका भी दिमाग ऐसा लगा, आपको लगता होगा नहीं इमरान का भी थोड़ा हटा हुआ. Can you see that? You're not thinking, but I'm putting the words in your mouth. आपको लगता होगा ना मैं क्या बार बार आपको फोन करके परेशान करता हूँ, आप भी सोचते हैं ना ये क्या इंसान से पाला पड़ गया. I know you must be also thinking who I married, you know what business I got in. Can you see that? That person is not thinking, but you're putting the words in that person's mouth. And that's why, you know, that's called projection. You make other person feel what you're feeling and you blame it on them. So what do you think is the trait which I'm going to talk about? Let me test the handwriting analyst in you. Let me complete the description. For example, a person who realizes that they are being aggressive during an argument may accuse the other person of aggression. See, you only start everything. See, you are only there. So what do you think? Projection involves a person accusing someone else of having thoughts or feelings that they themselves are having. It can be a way of avoiding unwanted thoughts or avoiding responsibility of a particular behavior. For example, a person realizes that they are being aggressive during an argument and may accuse the other person of aggression. So what do you think is the trait name we are talking about here? What do you think is a trait name we're talking about here? Come on, handwriting analyst, relate this behavior with the trait name. Tell me. Naveen ji, we may be talking about sarcasm and argumentative. Very good, very impressive. Devi ji said argumentative. Good to see Devi ji is also present. That's really nice. And irritation, Sunita ji, Milind ji says talkative. Hitesh says talkative. Ashi says argumentative. Argumentative, Lakshmi says. No, argumentative, because see, argumentative is your saying the matter. But here, you are actually putting other person into the frame. And you know what the correct answer is? Congratulations, Naveen ji, you are correct. And the trait is sarcasm. Saroji also got it right. Saroji, congratulations, and Naveen ji. Can we have a big applause for these two wonderful handwriting analysts? They got it closer to what the answer is, sarcasm. Have you seen people? Sarcasm ka mana ye hota hai, you know, you were told you have to come to the party with a particular dress code. And you went to the party without wearing the dress code. And now you realize everybody is wearing the dress code except you. And what you will do is you will start making other people wrong. And वो लोग भी आपकी हाँ में हाँ मिलाते हैं. हाँ यार, खाना खाने के लिए भी यूनिफॉर्म डाल के आना पड़ता है क्या? आजकल देखो खाना खाने के लिए भी लोग बुलाते हैं, conditions apply. And you will see other people also saying, हाँ नवीन जी, हमने भी सोचा नहीं इसके बाद. Can you see that? You're actually putting words in other people's mouth. How many of you are able to relate to this? You know, have you seen there were times during the lockdown, during the pandemic, the person who was wearing the mask, he was made fun of. Can you see that? You know, people are actually putting it. You have to remove the mask just to prove that हाँ मैं आपके साथ हूँ. Can you see that? You know, oh my God, that's a strange story there. So sarcasm, how do you find out sarcasm in handwriting analysis? Sarcasm we find out in handwriting analysis is very, very simple way. We look at the T, letter T, and when this bar is very sharp, can you see it's needle pointed? So we're looking at the bar. So T bar, you know, you might be writing the T like this. You might write T like this. We are talking about the sharpness like this. So when you have a sharpness in your T bar, we call this as crossbar. Okay, इसको क्रॉस बार बोलते हैं, sharp cross bar. So who are these people? So these people are, sarcasm is ability to be sharp tongued. This person can crack a joke, and the end of the joke, he will make sure someone is hurt. Many sarcastic people are weak. They often feel guilty, inadequate, and they try to turn all this towards other person. When they feel inadequate, when they feel guilty, they turn to push all this on the other person. So now look at this handwriting sample, everybody. How sharp is a T bar there? Can you see that? How sharp is a T bar? How sharp is a T bar? So this is defense mechanism. So now how many of you are able to relate to this? Thank you. Oh, everybody is already there. Okay, Milinji is there. Vinaya, Milinji, Deepika ji. Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Come on, everybody. Let's bring the chat on the fire. Okay, I'm more concerned about my new family members who just joined in. Babaji, are you able to connect? Okay, where is Indira? Indira, I'm able to see that you're participating. Very good. Okay, Rashika sir, are you able to connect? Okay, very good. And Maruti sir, are you able to connect? Okay, great. Who else? Poonamji, are you able to connect? I want to see some answers on the chat box, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who else is there from the new batch? Niladri, I hope you're able to follow this. Shiv Kumar, I know you're actively participating. So please go ahead. I want to know, are you all with me on this? Great. Are you ready to learn more or we stop here? Right? Bring it on, right? Say, bring it on, Imran. No, Imran, give me more, give me more. Yeah. So now let's look into this. So after sarcasm, the next thing is the fourth defense mechanism. Okay. The fourth defense mechanism is acting out. The fourth defense mechanism is acting out. So what do you mean by this? Acting out is performing an extreme behavior in order to express thoughts or feelings the person feels incapable of otherwise expressing. Instead of saying, I'm angry with you, the person who acts out may instead throw a book at the person or punch a hole in through the wall. Okay, so you're acting it out. So instead of, speaking out, you're acting it out. So what do you think? What do you think is a trait? Pretending, Shiv Kumar, very good. Okay, Saroji already gave away the trait name. I think, Imran, we're talking about talkative. Sunita ji says it is irritation. So come on, handwriting analyst, tell me which trait are we talking about? Pooja ji says irritation. Vinaya says aggression. Okay, Vinaya, don't go by the example there. It's not about punching the wall. No, it's just about, pretending or saying something which you don't really, just to cover certain things. Yes, Milinji and Saroji, okay, and all the other people, Deviji there. Yes, we are talking about individualistic. We are talking about individualistic. What is individualistic? Individualistic is taking strong decisions. What are you trying to project? You're saying, I am different. I am not one among the person in the crowd. I'm not one among the person in the queue. So how do you do this? By taking on difficult decisions for yourself. Hey, are you able to relate to that? So being individualistic का माना होता है आपको, you didn't want it to be another person in the crowd, so you took on a decision which is completely different than what a normal person could expect. So everybody is doing BCom. I will not do BCom. I will do BCom with CS. I will do CA with, this. So you are taking on difficult decisions. Everybody stays in apartment. I will take up a penthouse. I will take up this, you're taking on different decisions. Are you with me? So instead of telling something, directly, so you're indirectly, you're doing it with your actions. That's why it is individualistic. What is individualistic? Who are people who are individualistic? Individualistic are the people who write a circle on their eye. Individualistic are the people who write a circle on their eye. How do they do this? Let me show you on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about circle on the eye. See, when you write I, instead of putting a dot, what you do is you put a circle there. Instead of writing a J with a dot, you put a circle there. So this is called individualistic. This is called individualistic. So you need to find out what is that area of your life where you have taken a difficult decision just to make a point to somebody or just to make a point in your own life. Okay, so what is the human behavior? Let's look into this. Let's look into this. Such writers say, I am different. I have something which sets me apart from all the others. And the difference is quite important to me. The writer has a strong desire for everyone to know that he is not an average person. So this is individualistic. This is individualistic. Yeah, Shivaji, yeah. Shiv Kumar says, out of the rat race, yes. And can you explain acting out? Yes, I'm explaining. Acting out means आप कुछ बताना चाह रहे हैं, मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूं कि मैं आप जैसा नहीं हूं, मैं एक्चुअली मोर सक्सेसफुल हूं, मैं और इंटेलिजेंट हूं. तो कैसे मैं दिखा रहा हूं? By joining another difficult task. That's why I joined the Indian Army, to show you that how courageous I am. Okay, you said I cannot do this project. No, I went and did internship in a foreign country. I traveled there and then did it. तो मैं आपको बोलने से ज्यादा मैं दिखा के दिखाऊंगा, एंड ये चक्कर में मैं खुद अपने आप को डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन में डाल रहा हूं. Does it overlap with attention seeking behavior? Vinaya, no, that's a different thing, Vinaya. Here it's all about defense mechanism. Right now we're talking only about defense mechanism. Shiv Kumar, I write Pujari like that. Okay, Baba says I am okay. They are creative also. Yeah, because they have put themselves in scenarios, the creativity also comes in, yes. But all of us try to be different in some aspects, yes, but sometimes the difference matters a lot to you. The different is very important to you. And because you want to be different, you take up difficult decisions in your life. We all want to be different. Definitely, I want to have a car which nobody has. I want to have a home which nobody wants to have. I want to have a watch. So everybody wants different things, but sometimes it goes to a next level where you take up difficult decisions in your life just to be there. Why do you think people do tattoos? Hello? Why do you think people buy expensive things? Why do people think cosmetic surgeries, they do it? Because they want to be different. They don't want to be another person. Nahin, mujhe nahi lagna hai. Thank you, Ashi. Rima says, jealousy is also their trait. No, Rima ji. We are talking about defense mechanism now, Rima ji. Okay, dressing, taking off, work, but all these people don't have IDOT. Don't worry, they might have another defense mechanisms, Deviji. Okay, it is what might be the fear. The fear. There are many fears, phobias बहुत सारे हैं, and defense mechanism वो cover करने के लिए आए हुए. But exactly ये fear के लिए ये defense नहीं है. Okay, club, they are also achievers. Yes, वो भी हो सकता है. Because you took a different trait, you'll eventually become good at it also. So it could be a success trait also. That's why we don't know how it is working for you. If it is working for you, we will be happy to say continue. We will say if it is not working for you, change your handwriting, change your mindset, get out of that phobia and work on it. And you know what? Even if somebody says, Imran, this is working well for me, I will tell you something. It is working well for you because fear is your motivation. I want you to be creative and successful without having fear as your motivation. With me? So that's my way of looking at it. That's my way of looking at it. Okay. So fear should not be the motivation. You should enjoy, Imran, I want to achieve that. That's why I'm working towards. So the journey should also be fun, not only the end result. Right? Because if you're operating from fear, there's no journey. Have you not seen people? They go away from the family, they go and stay in the quota. They are preparing for the competitive exams. They are no attending family functions, outside thing. Pura ye kiya. 2-3 साल उसमें लगा दिया, and finally they're in the IIT. You know, end result is happy, but the process nobody enjoyed. The process nobody enjoyed. So if you're really aiming at IT, then the process should be also enjoyable. No, आपको ये भी करना चाहिए, वो भी करना चाहिए. तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ. No, I'm not classifying anybody anything, but I'm just giving you examples, references. Okay. Now, Milinji says, one of my friend who is individualistic person, after doing 2 years of LLB, have chosen to become fashion designer, but not very successful in the field because it came out of the fear, maybe that way. Okay. Great. So now, ready? Are you all with me? Now, the fifth one is a very important thing. The fifth fear, which we're talking about, is called compartment. Compartment. So what is compartment? Separating your life into independent sectors may feel like a way to protect many elements of it. For example, when you choose to not discuss personal life, okay, at work, you block off or compartmentalize that element of your life. This allows you to carry out without facing the anxieties or challenges while you are in the setting or mindset. Can you see that? Some people have this beautiful ability of compartmentalizing their life. They don't like to mix the family and the social life, family and the work life, because उनको लगता है कि बहुत सारी anxiety आ जाएगी, बहुत सारी tension आ जाएगी, तो ये separate करके अपनी जिंदगी को चलाने की कोशिश करते हैं. So what trait are we talking about? Who do you think compartmentalizes? Oh my God, some of you are so awesome. See, you got it now. Some of you got it now. Yes, we are talking about secretive. Yes, congratulations for all of you. This is called secretive. We are talking about talkative. Okay, you're basically bringing in a defense mechanism where we're talking about this. Are you all with me? We're talking about, compartmentalize. So now look at this, everybody. We are talking about talkative. Shown by open circle letters, they love to talk. Sometimes they will talk just to hear their own voice. Being talkative makes them avoid any conversations related to self. Makes them avoid any conversation related to self. So how do you find out talkative? Why some people are talkative? They talk too much so that you will not ask any personal question to them. I want to keep you busy talking about other things other than talking to yourself. That's why this is a small trick. The moment you find somebody talking too much, ask them a personal question, they'll go mum. For example, hey, this is all fine. What about the job which you were applying? What about the promotion which was pending? Okay, what happened about the marriage which is pending? Can you see that? The moment you ask personal question, they'll go mum. So at the workplace also, they keep themselves so busy that nobody should talk about their personal life, about his personal life, how he deals with scenarios and situations in their life. And people who said secretive, don't worry. The next defense mechanism is what we're going to be discussing. So how do you find out talkative in handwriting is open O's. Open O's. Open O's. Are you all with me? So compartmentalization is basically separating your family and things. So to avoid this, you're building one more barrier, and talkativeness is one more barrier. How do you find out this in handwriting? Open O's and A's. How do you find out this? Open O's or A's. See, it's open. Your O's are not closed like this. It is open like this. Your O's are not open, closed like this. It is open like this. So, hey, are you all enjoying this process? Can I have a big yes? Come on, everybody, give me a big yes. Great. So now let's proceed further and let's get on to the last and a very important defense mechanism. This is called displacement. Displacement is redirecting of thoughts, feelings, and impulses directed at one person or object, but taken out upon another person or object. People often use displacement when they cannot express their feelings in a safe manner to the person they are, directed at. The characters as the secret keepers use displacement to counter stress, anxiety, and loneliness. So displacement का माना ये होता है कि वो चीजों को अपने आप में ही रख लेते हैं, दूसरों को नहीं दिखाते, आपको लगता है कि वो सब ठीक है, वो ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं. So that's why we're talking about secretive. And the next trait which we are discussing here is called secretive. This is how people who with secretive write. Look at their O's. It is the loop on the top of the O's. It is a loop on the top of the O's shown by the circle letters on the right side or on the top of the O's. So whenever you have people who are writing the O's and they're writing it on the top or the right hand side. Can you see that? आपका जो loop है ना, secretive loop यहाँ ऊपर में आएगा या तो यहाँ पे right side में आएगा. So when somebody writes O like this or somebody writes O like this, so this is secretive. So these are the people who don't like, giving away. They don't like giving away. So the secretiveness relates to the self, that are certain personal things they don't intend anyone to know. The writer does not let his right hand know what his left hand is doing. Extreme secretiveness may lead to lying as the writer is trying to cover up the truth and thus may end up lying. Now you know why secretiveness is a defense mechanism. What are we saying? The characters as the secret keepers use displacement to counter stress, anxiety, and loneliness. तो जो reality है आपसे वो परे रख रहे हैं because they are using secretiveness as a defense mechanism. इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं displacement in human behavior. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what the session about today was. We understood the fears, we understood the phobias, we understood the defense mechanisms. Can you all celebrate this? Can we all celebrate this? Come on, everybody. Let's hear it. Come on, everybody. Thank you so much. So now, I want to hear from people who are new to this family and what is their been experience of, coming here. So I want you to say hello to, okay, let me just bring myself into the spotlight and also bring in, Pujari, I want to talk to Mr. Shiv Kumar. So everybody say hello to Mr. Shiv Kumar there. Shiv Kumar, this is your first session with us. How was your experience being here? What's happening?
Really, good evening to everyone. And every day when I joined this class, whatever thought was there, only learning about graphology. And the session today, even today, I joined half an hour, 20 minutes late. And I was very confused. What is going on? We are supposed to learn about this handwriting. Why we are talking about fear and why we are talking about defense mechanism. By the end of the 6th site, displacement. Now, at not even single second, I watch my watch. Continuously, I'm there on the screen. And every bit of your words and explanation, it relates me. And I'm really speechless. I'm really speechless. The experience, the knowledge, whatever things like today I got to learn. It's awesome. Really. Too good, sir. Too good.
Thank you.
And this is only the first day and very long way to go. I'm going to learn so many things. I hope. Sure, I will do that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can we hear a big applause for Mr. Shiv Kumar there? Thank you so much for those wonderful words.
All my pleasure.
And rightly said, it's just the beginning. You're just one day old with us. And this is what we do all Wednesdays. Apart from the program, what you have signed up, we're going to be sharing with you. And some of the things which we discussed right now are part of the program, which you're going to be learning with me in the live session. So that's my sincere request is to those of you who have not yet done my live sessions, plan and be there because there's so many things which will open up in the live session. So I want to hear from one more person from the background. So let's say hello to Indira ji there. So everybody say hello to Indira. So Indira ji, you're here for the first time. What has been your experience? Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, it actually opens up a connection between what you have read and what emotions actually connects to. Makes more sense.
Amazing. Thank you so much for choosing to learn this science and being here. and giving me an opportunity to give you a small window into what is awaiting you in the long run with us.
Thank you.
Great. So that was Indiraji, and who else wants to speak from the new family members? I'll definitely love to hear from others also, but I want to just give a chance to the new family members. Babaji, let's hear from Babaji there. So everybody say hello. Yes.
So good evening, sir. It is very interesting. This is a very important point. So I am in occult science. I'm Yogacharya, numerologist. So I am observing, I'm attending your class 24. So recently is in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad is going on in one incident. The famous actor Jeevitha and Rajshekhar. I observed all this you are told that class. The signature is the most important and handwriting is the most important. The marriage date is fine, name is fine, family may. So the signature is the hero signature is, so it is a ECG, like I observe.
Scribbled signature. Okay.
Yeah. This is the Jeevitha Rajshekhar. So it is a checkbox case. It is going on. So Garuda Vega movie. So observe, that is the crystal clear. If you change your signature, it is crystal clear. Your life is a crystal clear.
Amazing. Thank
So
you.
that's the main point. This is not handwriting. This is a brain writing.
Thank you. Thank you so
So
much.
it's a very great. Share your 18 years experience in your handwriting analysis. It's a very great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Those of you watching this, you have a big competition in Hyderabad. Look at, he has just done masterclass. He's already looking at famous people, their signatures, the actors. He's already exploring that. That's why I'm telling you, take action before it's too late, right? You know, people are catching up very, very fast. People are catching up very, very fast. And I also want to acknowledge Poonamji there. You know, anybody who wants to share, please go ahead, share with me what is happening. And I want to announce a couple of things before we reach out. But you know what? Every Wednesday, I want to practice this. What is the practice is? I want you to come here and I want to open a few minutes of gratitude. So this minutes of gratitude is where I want you to let us know what are the benefits you are seeing for yourself when you are practicing graphotherapy. So put your name on the chat box. I'm going to be unmuting you and you will be sharing with us, Imran, I've been practicing graphotherapy for this long and this is the benefits I'm seeing. Even if it is the smallest possible change, acknowledge it, because only when you acknowledge something, it grows. Okay, so I want to open up the few minutes of gratitude. So everybody who wants to share your gratitude with me about practicing graphotherapy, how the science is helping you and how it is working. So please go ahead, type in on your chat box your name, and I'd love to hear from you what is happening in your life in terms of gratitude. Okay, so let's hear from Milinji. So everybody say hello to Milinji. Milinji wants to share his experience of practicing graphotherapy. Yes, Milinji, what's opening up for you?
Yeah, namaste, sir. Everyone, namaste. See, basically, today is my 5th day of after completing the 21-day graphotherapy program. Out of 30 days graphotherapy, today is the 5th day. And today there was a question in my book that do you feel any difference with your health? Actually, I am feeling as I am a diabetic person. I used to take. Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello. I used to. Doctor had advised me to take 2 tablets in a day. After starting this, somehow, I don't know whether it's graphotherapy miracle or my commitment towards getting it the better way. And as you keep on saying that when you commit to yourself, so I have stopped giving lie confidence to me that ek gulab jam to chalta hai, wo wala, I have stopped and religiously practicing the graphotherapy. But I have getting the lesser symptoms. Though I am taking now 1 tablet in a day, I have a very good, feeling like that it is improving. And maybe if I'm continuously doing this, I have a confidence that maybe one day my doctor will stop my medicines totally.
Amazing. We look forward for that day. We look forward for that day.
Thank
you, Milinji. Can you hear a big applause for Milinji? Milinji shared he is a diabetic by health, and he was taking 2 tablets. And after 30 days of practicing graphotherapy, he's experiencing that the dosage has come down. So from 2 tablets, he has gone to 1 tablet right now. And that's what he's able to see. And you know what, Milanji, acknowledge yourself for being so committed. You know what, I actually appreciated him the other day. I have never seen somebody who's so religiously doing graphotherapy. And he put in that efforts. And I always remember this, ladies and gentlemen, it is not the graphotherapy. What is important is when you work on your mind, when your mind becomes healthy, you cannot have a diseased body. So that's the power there. So thank you, Milanji, for practicing graphotherapy and creating results for yourself. Amazing. So can we share more power to Milanji there? Come on, everybody. So everybody, let's speak to Anshu now. And after that, Alkaji. So Anshu, what is the gratitude you want to share? So
Good evening.
Hello to Anshu.
Hi, everyone. सबसे पहला gratitude तो आपको है. Many thanks to you. I have come across 2 things basically. एक तो I have opened for the opportunities जो आ रही हैं. I'm not resistant to them now. The best part is that. And उसके साथ साथ I am open to now opportunities के साथ obviously कहते हैं ना लक्ष्मी आती है साथ में. So जब opportunities आ रही हैं तो लक्ष्मी जी भी साथ में आ रही है. So that is a gain I can say.
Amazing.
So that is my gratitude to you and to the whole academy because I just love your classes.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. और मुझे एक question भी है but वो मैं बाद में पूछती हूँ. अभी just will go with the gratitude. Yeah, you were saying something.
Ji, Anshuji, when you talk about you being open for opportunities, that is a big shift in your self-esteem.
Yeah.
So when you improve your self-esteem by putting your keyboards on the top, you are open for taking up challenges. You're open for taking up a step. Let's do this rather than actually saying that, okay, abhi nahi, maybe we later on, I'm too busy for this, or I don't think so, this is for me. Can you see that the self-doubt, the dejection, even before you take up any action is not there? And because you're taking action, you're also generating Lakshmi for yourself.
Yeah.
God bless you. Wish you more power and more abundance in every aspect of your life.
Thank you.
Anshu. Come on, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
See, this is the power. You know what? Science is there, but what is making the science work for you is you. So acknowledge yourself also. Everybody put your right hand on the left shoulder, say, good job, okay, to your own self. So everybody say hello to Alkaji. Alkaji is a numerologist and she is a very, very wonderful person. I happen to meet another Alkaji through her and many more people. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful contributor. Yes, Alkaji.
Thanks, Imran. Always you are very grateful. And I want to say one thing here. Now I've started taking a writing sample and a signature along with the DOBs. So what I don't see in the date of birth, I see there in the handwriting, and I tell them some of the traits and acknowledge their.
Great. So as a numerologist, date of birth, you're also.
I've started. Yeah. We had a session on Saturday, Sunday, so where we collected some samples and did some analysis also. So it was a great this thing, and all the gratitude is to you.
Thank you. Thank you for combining these 2 beautiful sciences together about numerology and handwriting.
I'm trying to, not yet, but hope action soon. Let's see.
It's a great start. It's a great start. The first step has already happened. So congratulations on that. See, that's what the commitment is. अगर आप लोगों का भला करना चाहते हैं, आप कुछ भी हद तक जा सकते हैं. You know what? अगर कुछ चीजें मुझे नंबर से समझ में नहीं आ रही, मैं at least वो लेटर से मैं समझने की कोशिश करूंगी. But I want to commit to contribute to that person's life. Thank you so much, Alkaji. That's a beautiful part.
The thing was, I want to share an incident here. When I went to fill up the form there, I saw the writing of the committee member, and I just told her 1 or 2 things from her side. She said, no, I want a paid analysis, not like this. So that was another achievement.
Amazing. So people respected you and they said, no, I'll pay you. Please sit down and tell me more in detail.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that was another thing I wanted to share.
Amazing. That people
amazing science, and all thanks to you.
People are able to see the power in you and the words you speak. That's really nice. So can we bring applause for Alkaji there? Thank you, Alkaji, for being the torchbearer of the science and taking the science and talking about it. So that's the thing. When you become passionate about something, you need to keep talking about it. And that's a great way of doing that. So after that, let's go to Sunita ji. So everybody say hello to Sunita. Where is Sunita ji there? So Sunita ji is a student of inner physician. So she's studying handwriting and health, and she is a naturopath. She is somebody who is coming from a hospitality industry background. Yes, Sunita ji, what do you have to say?
I've been practicing graphotherapy for more than 3 months now, and it's like an addiction. Without that, the morning doesn't kick off. It's something like that. And the day I have to shift the timing, I feel very uncomfortable. So it's given such a regularity, sense of commitment, and it's like having to do as a responsibility towards myself that I have to write. And what it has brought for me is a lot of clarity and peace, lot of stability. I feel I'm aware of a lot of things which I was not, probably because I've improved my selective listening, my esteem, I have turned my, and the moment I write on in a speed and my alphabets go wrong, immediately I stop myself, cross it and write again. I don't want to move forward without correcting. So I think it's really helping me and giving me a lot of confidence. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Big round of applause for Sunita ji for taking actions and making things happen for yourself. See, that's the beauty about it. See, this science is powerful, no doubt about it. But you're making it work for you by taking action and committing yourself. And yeah, this should become like a good addiction. I don't want to use the word addiction.
No, it is an addiction. It is.
It is like you have fallen in love with this so much
Yes.
that you don't want to end your day without any of it. So thank
Your
you so
mission
much.
has been accomplished. We've fallen in love with the handwriting.
Make you fall in love with the writing. Yes, that's a mission there. Thank you so much. And I saw Devi texting something on the chat. So let's go to Devi. Devi there. We'll just unmute Devi to speak. Where is Devi? So yes, Devi, you can speak now. Yes. Devi, are you able to do that? Okay, so let's check. Meanwhile, let's go to Saroji, the man of the moment
Sorry,
right now.
sorry. Can I?
Yes, yes, Devi. Yes, please go ahead.
No, your words of, live life effortlessly is being sown inside me, literally, I should say. And I have slowly let go of so many things through this graphotherapy. And it's given me a good change.
Great. Thank
A
you.
lot
So
of
much.
relief from stress. And, a more lighter mode of life.
Thank you, Deviji. Yes, as you rightly said, I always propagate life should be effortless. And, thank you so much for taking those words and making it happen for yourself. And that's what the best, aspect of life is when it becomes effortless there. Amazing. Thank you so much, Deviji. Let's go to Vinaya there. So everybody say hello to Vinaya there. Yes, Vinaya, what do you have to share with us?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I have never seen an instructor in so many years who, gives away so much of knowledge boundlessly, unconditionally. I have seen various classes wherein the instructor gives away 75 or 80% of knowledge. 20% they will willfully hold back. That willfulness I have never seen in you. Earlier, I would be a control freak, saying that I want to be on top of everything. Now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to let go of things and go with the flow.
Thank you. Thank you so much for acknowledging, and thank you for taking
It's
that
a huge
ease
change
on
happening.
yourself. Yeah, that's called ease on your own self, that you don't have to have, stress. You don't operate from the stress there. So thank you so much. Can we have a big applause for all the wonderful people who shared, and really, really proud of each one of you. Thank you for making this science work, and thank you for making me proud for being the awesome students who you are. I want to acknowledge Saroji for being the torch bearer, taking the science to all the places in West Bengal. I hope everybody saw his sharing that he conducted a small talk. So Saroji, मैं बहुत emotional हो गया जब आपके वीडियो सभी देखा. बहुत देर हो चुकी थी और I didn't want to start a conversation in the night. I said, okay, चलो कल बात करते हैं. वैसे भी हम लोग मिलने वाले हैं. Everybody, can we bring applause for Saroji for taking the science, educating people around you? Saroji, what's the feeling you're left with?
Thank you, really, really, sir. Thank you. Actually, sir, I was waiting for your comment. Very late night. Yesterday I slept around 1:30, I expected that your comment must have come, but uh, but my all gratitude, my sincere gratitude to you and to you only, sir. Because the science is there, concept is there, but the person who is realizing the concept, the science, so that is more important to me. So I really got that. I have shared so many emotions with you personally and in the group also. So, but yesterday it was a great day because I have started my journey with in my academy. So that was really memorable. I have got really good response from each and everyone, especially from the parents. So they met me after the session also. They wanted to learn this science and they wanted to learn their kids also. So very recently I am planning to start the kids learning also.
Please.
I have already started with 2-3 kids. So I need everybody's blessings, everyone's blessings. So I hope that I can stretch this science, I can reach this science to my full.
Amazing. Really, really proud of you. Thank you, Saroji, for taking action and making this possible, because I can't be everywhere. So that's why I want people like you to take this science, take this transformation to everybody and make people experience the power of the science. Thank you so much for being part of my mission so actively. And I got really, really emotional when I saw all the videos and things like that. I could see when I started my career as a handwriting analyst, I have undergone all this process. I've gone to smallest possible places. I've spoken to at homes. I have spoken in small community. I have gone to kitty parties. I've gone to ladies clubs where people are just meeting at home. 4, 5, 6 people. They called me. I went there to analyze. So I could see that all. And you know what? You have a greater start than what I had in my career. So long way to go. And you know what? I want to tell you all of you that. देखिए, पेट तो बहुत सारी चीजों करने से भरता है, लेकिन एक ऐसा करियर है जहां पे आपका पेट के साथ साथ आपका दिल, आपका मन भी एकदम भरेगा. So that's the thing about it. So that's a fulfillment which we're going to be experiencing. So thank you so much for taking power, taking this forward. So can we bring applause for Saroji there? And more power to you. And भगवान आपको और सक्सेस दे और बहुत सारी कामयाबी दे और बहुत सारे पैसे दे ताकि और आप और अच्छा काम कर सकें. Done. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have an amazing announcement to make to all of you. The next Wednesday inner circle call is going to be rescheduled for Thursday. So we're going to meet one day, because I was trying to get somebody to speak to you, and as per that person's calendar, the Wednesday was not available. So when I requested, he agreed to come on a Thursday. So our next Wednesday inner circle call will happen on a Thursday, and the same timing, 7 to 9 o'clock, 2 hours. And what will be the topic? The topic would be, ladies and gentlemen, holistic development. My commitment to all of you is that I'm sharing what I have to share with you, what I'm able to share with you, but there are so many other things which you need to get yourself educated and take control over it. And I don't claim that I know everything. So I want to bring in subject domain experts to come and share with you and train you into some of the major elements of your life, especially health, career, finances, and your relationships. So I'm going to bring in, expert domains from every domain to come and share with you. And this person is very, very close to me because we all are getting trained under the same mentor. And I'm really excited to announce my next Thursday session will be on healing with water, how to make home the best nature care place. How many of you love this topic? Imran, we are going to talk about water and how you can make your home as a nature care place for your own self. So I'm inviting somebody who is India's leading naturopath, and this is Vishal Saini. Vishal Saini has hundreds of awards to himself. You can see he receiving his award from Jackie Shroff, the Bollywood actors. He has worked with, he has overturned people's health in a whole new dimension of, positivity. So Vishal Saini is a qualified and a registered naturopath, and his expertise in his food nutrition. He holds various degrees, diplomas, and certificates in the field of healing. Vishal is also a professional handwriting. And the beautiful part is, he is also part of my community. He did his basic course. He's a professional handwriting analyst, and now he's also learning health and handwriting with me. So I said, you should be talking to my community. So this is what the invitation is. I'm super excited for the Thursday session because health is very, very important. And if something can happen at home, being at home and start with as simple as water, I think that's a great sign to get started. So how many of you are excited to be there on Thursday? And you know what? When you're attending this session, you're welcome to make sure you have your family also with you so that they can also listen to some of the learnings there. So that, this conversation is for everybody. When we talk about handwriting analysis, the conversation could be very specific about me and you because we only understand this domain, but invite your family and friends. They can also sit down and listen. So our focus will be like this, 2 hours. The first 1 hour, we're going to be, discussing about handwriting, about case studies and everything. And the next 1 hour, we're going to have, Vishalji speaking. You can also interact with him, and that's how we're going to be planning. Are you all with me? So next Thursday, be there with your family members. And apart from this, we also have, I want to acknowledge 2 people who are taking this science forward in a new way altogether. So please make a note of this, everybody. So it's a Thursday, and it is on 5th of May, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock is the session. Are you all with me? And apart from this Sunday, 3:30, I'm doing my signature masterclass. So please be there. Come share your breakthroughs. Let's invite new family members, and let's get started with this beautiful journey and inspire many more life. And I also want to acknowledge 2 wonderful people here. I want to acknowledge Naveen ji and Preeta. So everybody say hello to Preeta and Naveen ji. Naveen ji, thank you so much for enrolling into my highest level of curriculum program. That is, handwriting facilitators. So Naveen ji took on a commitment of working with students, and he has enrolled into handwriting facilitators program where he will be extensively be trained how to deliver this science to children, especially, and helping them to have a developed handwriting and better academic performance. So can we have a big applause for Naveen ji? Naveen ji, thank you so much for continuing your journey and learning with me.
Yes, thank you so much.
And the second person to join this is, we also have Preeta. So everybody say hello to Preeta. Preeta, welcome to the community. So you both started your journey together, and both of you went ahead and became handwriting facilitators. Excited to get you started. And we have Amritsar, Naveen ji's place. We have Preeta, Mumbai. So these both places are going to be, where you are going to be operating and working. Can we hear some love and, wishes for these 2 people for taking on highest level of curriculum? Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Thank you.
And we'll hear from you in the coming sessions. But right now, it's time to say bye to all of you. It's 9 o'clock. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here and vibrating with me and learning this powerful science. And those of you watching this recorded, do share your reviews on the video there, and also share on the group, whichever group you're part of, because when you share, it tends to grow, right? So go ahead, be there. And those of you who enjoyed this session today, please go to your respective groups and share what is your biggest takeaway from being here in today's session. Remember, what you share is what grows. And what I'll also do is I'll also share you about this session onto the social media. So I'm going to share the link. So let the world know what all we discuss and what we create there. So everybody say cheese. Everybody turn your video on, say cheese. Let's click a picture together. Come on, everybody, let's click a picture and let's go to our social media and share people what are we doing here. Okay. So everybody smile, please. And thumbs up, everybody. Great. So we are going to be doing this amazing thing. So I'll share this very soon on the social media, and do share your thoughts. Thank you so much for being part of my community. Looking forward to see you soon. Bye.